Lesson 8 6/10, fractions and perimeter. Hello. Why fractions and perimeter? Well, we need to be able to apply a perimeter formula for rectangles in real world math problems and mathematical problems. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's look at the how. All of you probably recall that you have different strategies for finding perimeter, but we know that we need to look at the outside of the shape. So one method is to actually add the widths, add the lengths, and then combine those sums. Another method is to add measurements of all four sides. Just take all of the numbers and add them all together. Or the third method is to add the length and the width and then multiply that sum by 2. So any of these methods would work to come up with an answer for perimeter. So we're going to take a look at each one of these real quick. So let's say that we have the shape down here at the bottom, this rectangle here, and this particular side is 2 1/4 inches, and this side is 3/4 of an inch. And I want you to find the perimeter. So if I look at all three of the methods above, I'm going to show you what it would look like in each one of those. So our first method was to add the widths and the lengths and combine the sums. So if I add the width, I have 3/4 plus 3/4 equals 6/4. And then if I add the lengths, I add 2/4 and 2/4, and I get 4 2/4. So I take this sum and this sum, and I add those together, which gives me 4 8/4, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I add that whole number 2 to the 4, which gives me a final answer of 6 inches as my perimeter using that method. So our second method, as you can see, I've taken all four sides. So here's the first, the second, the third, and the fourth side, and I added them all together. So I added my two whole numbers, which gave me the 4, and then I added each of my numerators, which gave me the 8. Bring over the denominator, and again, I ended up with 4 8/4, just like I did up here. And then I converted that 8/4 to 2, and I got a whole number of 6 as my final answer for adding all four sides. And with our last method, we're taking the length and the width, and we're adding them together. So here is my length, here is my width. When I add those together, I get 2 4/4. 4/4 is equal to 1 whole, so I add that to my 2, which gives me 3. And then I take that sum and multiply times 2, because there's 4 sides, and I get 6 inches. So as you can see, all three methods, I got the same answer, just going about it a different way. So this is kind of what you're going to be doing in class. So in class, you will add, subtract, and multiply fractions and mixed numbers as you apply the perimeter formula for rectangles in real world and mathematical problems. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in class.